was Dave. Of course, Dave is has just a massive brain. It's just crazy. Look at that. We just hit the entire row. Furis Incarnon Genesis. Until now, this is probably one of the most interesting Incarnons that we ever got. Let's go into the Incarnon tree. First evolution is the Incarnon form. Second, we have either damage increase and more damage increase with overshields, increased damage, and 40% multi-shot for 2 seconds stacks up to 3 times. My build contains secondary encumber. That's why I chose this one. So eventually, I'm gonna get this procced. I'm not a big fan of having overshields. I just feel that like they're inconsistent. Good to have them probably Revenant or maybe an Invis frame, but I'm just not the biggest fan of trying to keep overshields to get something to trigger. That's not my thing. Just prefer to run this and run my encumber. That's it. Here, accuracy, magazine capacity, and headshot. Or reload on headshot. The change in accuracy is crazy. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it is crazy. You'll hit your shots much more often, which will make you get into your Incarnon form more often and faster. Here we have on headshot more fire rate. Could be good. Critical chance below 40% increases critical damage by 3 times. This can be crazy. But I don't know, I just chose to not go with this thing. Even though my Riven, I could probably melt stuff with my Riven in this. I chose to go with the status chance because I'm already using Encumber. So the more status chance I can have, I feel like that's better for me. So I'm running status chance, running Encumber, which will also allow me to proc this. And that's how I'm running with this weapon. And we're back. Now, the perks. I've been testing a bit with this, and I couldn't really see this thing, actually. I'm not sure if the buff doesn't show up. I've made a gas electric build to get this to proc. I could not see the buff. Maybe it does happen, but it doesn't show. But I don't really know. What I can say for sure about the Furis Incarnon is that this is a weapon hard to go wrong. I have a couple builds for you guys today, but all of them just work. They just demolish everything on the simulacrum at least. I've also used this weapon in the gameplay, normal gameplay and stuff, but it's just crazy. And it has a has a syndicate mod, which is one of the most unique ones. Lifesteal. It's been like this for the longest time, and this is probably one of the oldest Rivens that I had. The weapon was just so bad back in the day that I had something like plus puncture, plus damage, minus crit chance. That's what I had in this Riven for as long as I can remember the existence of Rivens and the time that I have this one. Then I rolled, and this is what I have. It's on one of the builds. For now, we're using Encumber to try to proc our second Incarnon, our second evolution. Hornet Strike for the damage, Galvanized critical because the critical chance is really good. So we have 70% to get 6.8 times the damage. Status chance is amazing. Anemic agility helps a lot. I would say that, of course, we're using dots, so Bane is amazing. This is probably the optional slot here. I just ran with Scorch because it's going to increase our status chance even further. And I think that's generally good. Heat is just a really good element to be stacking. No problem getting that up. Dead. 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 I'm not sure, but I think we might be able to hit headshots with this thing. We probably do. I'm just not sure how high I have to aim. I really have no idea. The weapon just deals so much damage. It's hard to even run any tests with this thing. It's just really crazy. As you can see, it is pretty deadly. I'm not gonna try to explain as much because I don't even know how better can this get. This one is slightly different. Cascadia Flare for the damage, and the rest is focused on heat. Only heat. We're not trying to get the Incarnon, the evolution. I said about the accuracy. Look at that. It's really not bad for a weapon that usually you just don't hit anything. Look at that. Nothing stacked. Now we're getting the stacks, but how crazy is this? We're talking about single target. If we were to armor strip some of these, the procs are just absolutely insane. I have no doubt this would get to level cap without breaking a sweat. It is just amazing now. It's a really good pick as far as Incarnon goes. We're back to Encumber, and now we have Corrosive to pair with our Heat. This was really a hard pick. I wanted to keep Heat above Corrosive. If I take this off, it's not above. So I could even use a Scorch. Oh, look at that status chance. That is yummy. But our Corrosive would be kind of close. So I prefer to keep this one to increase the likelihood of getting the heat procs. But in this case, we gave away the fire rate. So it's much slower. I don't even think I have a Bane on this one. Can you imagine this damage and not having a Bane? And now it's crazy. Of course, Corrosive against a crazy high level. I have no idea how it would perform. I'm afraid it wouldn't perform as good as this. Let's go with the Riven build. It's pretty much the same thing as the first one, but instead of the Scorch, I have my Riven. Multi-shot damage, critical damage. So that's another reason why I'm not running damage. Not running a what's it called? Arcane for damage. That's why I decided to go with Encumber, because Encumber is gonna self-prime and then it's gonna turn our shots into the it's gonna make use of our galvanized shot. I haven't primed a single enemy. My god. Yeah. That is just insane. What else could we do? I'm gonna try to make a new build just for the sole purpose of testing. I really don't know like what you guys prefer and everything, but when you're building this weapon, you feel like you're missing like a single mod slot to make it perfect. The Corrosive build, it's missing the fire rate. Everything it's related to that missing mod slot. That being the fire rate, or maybe if you're missing some damage, you can fix that with arcanes on your Warframe. If you want to use encumber and you don't want to put any, let's try it. Let me just show you, give you an example. Encumber. Let's make this build a little bit different. Okay, let's make something unique, shall we? Winds of Purity, why not? Let's get our galvanized shot, the diffusion. We're gonna just keep this interesting and unique. Criticals. Crystal Gambit, Target Cracker. We don't need dynamic agility here. What could we use then? I could use the Riven, but I'm not sure if I want to. If I really want to, but I want to make something that everyone could be able to use. So, no fire rate and no damage. What else could we use? What is this? Oh, okay. Let's see what else. Let's put some punch through. Seeker, punch through. Okay, now we have one more slot. Let's go with Lethal Torrent, which is something that I haven't tried yet. And now for our Warframe, we're gonna put Velocity and what's the name? Precisions here. So 300% damage for secondaries and 120% fire rate. Perfect. This is probably gonna be one of the craziest ones. I'm gonna show you guys like this, and then oh my god. Yeah, seems much more effective now. Look at that. Who actually gave me the idea for punch through was Dave, of course. Dave has just a massive brain. It's just crazy. Look at that. We just hit the entire row. We do get the headshots, as you guys can see, but now if we do, we'll probably get the headshot damage too. There's like, it's just so crazy. What was I thinking? Yeah, okay. Let's test the Winds of Purity. Let's get Arthuss here. Let's get something Guardian and Grace. That should be good. Spawn. Pause AI. Normal mode. It goes up quite slow. Let's get this Incarnon. Oh my god! This is great. If only we could sustain like this much damage. If we had like 3k more armor and like maybe like 10k more health, this could be something viable for extremely high levels. Who knows? I certainly don't. Oh my god. This might just, if it wasn't for the huge setup we have here, this would be just my go-to because it's just so satisfying to be able to do all of this. And you guys know that I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of setups. Oh, yeah, the number just goes down when you like to have this amount. Let's try and make even another build. This works really well. How to even touch this? What I could do is take away Lethal Torrent. Put this here. And add a Hornet Strike. That might be as best as I can do. Or... I don't know. I don't know how effective is Galvanized Shot. Because if I use Flare, I can take this off, can put this back here, and then I can get like Anemic Agility and just allow this thing to keep running. I can just... oh! I wasn't even running the Arcanes with in Arthuss. So the damage and healing could be much better. Let's go back to our Herald. And now we're gonna take these away. Let's see how it's gonna perform. If it's gonna be like too bad or if we have a chance. It's probably much easier to stack Flare now. It doesn't seem as OP as the other builds, but it's usable. Yeah, I'm not really satisfied with the results. Let's see how fast it stacks. Oh my god. I think Seeker is an amazing addition to this weapon. Could be better to get punched through on a Riven. Probably the way, if you have a Riven, the way to go might be to get punched through on the Riven. Just because it is a huge slot in terms of cost and utility. It's just so good having punched through. I had no idea. You're just able to kill multiple enemies. But it is always a choice, right? Either you want to kill a ton of enemies at once, or you want to kill one enemy at a time. It depends on the type of content you're doing. If you're gonna run a disruption, go for this. Don't use this. Go for the single target. It's gonna be better. I just try to make something different. Winds of Purity might not be the coolest thing to have, but having the purity effect is, I think it's good. It gives you, I think it's 1,000 damage, corrosive damage on a AoE, and does it heal you? I think it heals you, and probably gives you something else. They usually have, give you either health, shields, or something. The radio attack, and another buff. I know that for the Steel Meridian is armor, for Cephalon Suit is max energy. Yeah, I'd have to see that. Okay. Maybe the trade here. This and Seeker. Let's try it. Maybe Winds of Purity is I don't know, maybe a push I don't really need. Or it might just be too much of a stretch attempt. Having a hard time deciding this, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I really want to know what you guys think about this. I just think this gun is extremely hard to go wrong. You know, it's really, really hard to go wrong. It's just so crazy. Maybe if I change this perk, go with the critical damage one, I wouldn't give as much attention to shot, galvanized shot, and I wouldn't try as hard to get the encumber. Then that could make it better. I'm probably gonna have to make a second video on this in the future. For now, these are the builds that I have for you today. let me know in the comments which ones you like the best, which one is your favorite, or would you even use something else? Is there anything I didn't mention here, or maybe anything I am not aware of? A secret interaction, who knows? Leave in the comments below, leave a like, subscribe. Peace.